Welcome back to another episode of the Cherish Each Moment podcast. So glad you're here. For a lot of you, it's probably the first time that you're here. Thank you for joining. Had a lot of new followers and subscribers joining from the giveaway over on the main YouTube channel. Commenting on a video is an entry to win some pretty cool prizes. So if you're not following along, if you haven't commented on a video here, if you haven't heard about the giveaway, you've got a couple days left. So much to talk about on the episode today. We've got about 2 weeks of updates and some pretty cool announcements to talk about. So sit tight. Here we go. All right. Like I said, lots to talk about. We're going to go back in time about 2 weeks now and update you on how things are going over at the Project Lawn. And I'll even give you a little bit of insight into how the front yard's doing too, because that's what podcasts are for. And I appreciate you guys listening, and I want the podcast to be a place where I can give you early access to information and updates, and as well as going into more detail on things that can't necessarily make it into the edit of a video. So that's why I like doing the podcast. That's why I like talking about things, and I'm sure having a blast doing it. So I hope you're enjoying listening, and we'll get right into the update here with the Project Lawn. So I was over at Jimmy's house about 2 weeks ago. I wanted to hit the best possible window to get the seed down in the backyard. And I feel like we did that, and I feel like we hit it right on, and it's doing really, really well. For those of you who haven't seen that video, we did the front yard last summer, which was probably a mistake, and we're still fighting on that. Not me and Jimmy, but me and Jimmy's new grass in the front yard. We're still fighting it. So we'll get into a little bit of that in a second. But I went over there and we put the seed out, and he did a really good job getting the sprinkler set up and getting the backyard kind of graded out as best he could, and got out there and got it done. So we did a mix of GCI Turf's Blue Heat Kentucky Bluegrass and mixed in a little bit of the Nature Seed ryegrass, and there's a couple of different varieties of ryegrass in there. I wanted to get some ryegrass in there just so we could get some good growth initially and protect that bluegrass as much as possible, because seasonal transitions here in Utah are crazy, and I wanted to have as much insurance as possible. And so I made the executive decision, and Jimmy agreed, and we mixed in some ryegrass. So we did about 3 pounds per thousand of Kentucky bluegrass and about 2 pounds per thousand of the perennial ryegrass. So I mixed them, measured it out, mixed them up in a bucket, and we spread it out. And it turned out really, really well. He had grass germinating. He sent me a picture on day 6. So really fast germination. The grass is really, really pumping right now, and it's coming in really, really well. And for those of you watching on the YouTube channel, I'll go ahead and put a picture on the screen that he sent me over the weekend, over the Memorial Day weekend. So after a couple weeks of growth, it's doing really well. He's getting really nice, even germination, and we're seeing some green back there, which is super exciting. So really glad to have that coming in as well as it is, because this week we're going to get up into the high 80s and low 90s even. So going to have to make sure he stays on top of watering, and we've really given that new seed as much as we possibly could as far as products and nutrients go. When we put the seed down, we did put some tenacity down, which is one thing to note. In the pictures he sent me, I haven't looked too close, but I haven't really seen any weeds popping up, which is great. So that's a testament that the tenacity is working as a great pre-emergent. And we put down some Humic 12. We put down some RGS. We used the Yard Mastery starter fertilizer. Put that down at 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And we put down some Hydrotane as well. So everything that we had on hand that we could put down, we did put down. And obviously, we're seeing the benefit of that there. So excited to see how that turns out in the next couple weeks or so. And I'll be making plans to go back over there and do an update video. Speaking of updates, the front yard over there, man, it has been struggling. And just to kind of give you a timeline of events, we installed that sod in peak summer last year. And just to kind of bring that home, the reason why we couldn't do it any sooner is because the timing of them moving into that house, and they had a certain amount of time because of the HOA that they live in to get the sod installed. And because of all the growth that Utah is seeing right now, a lot of people are moving here. It's one of the fastest growing states in the country. There's a lot of new construction going in, and materials and contractors and all kinds of things, you name it, are in short supply. And throw in a global pandemic on top of that, and it makes it even harder. So the soonest that they could get the sod and have it delivered was summer. So the sod was pulled from the farm and transported and installed to their house midsummer. You can imagine the stress that creates on grass, having its legs cut out right from underneath it, and then trying to establish itself in a new environment. I think they did a really good job of watering it. I just think that the stress of the summer and then not a whole lot of fall time to kind of recover from that, and then going into a pretty cold and dry winter kind of really took its toll on that new sod. It is rooting pretty well. I did take some plugs and checked the roots, and it has some nice roots. Young roots, but good roots. It is established a root system, which is great. He has been applying RGS, and we did put a little bit of starter fertilizer down when the sod was installed, so that's helping. The problem is there's green in there. It's just very, very thatchy, and it's kind of just being choked out. And there's not a whole lot of room for water and fertilizer and airflow to really kind of help the grass do its thing. So I had Jimmy initially just kind of water a little bit more, and we didn't really see much. When I went over there, I did a little test and ran a hose over the grass, and I could literally just see water pooling on top of these areas that are struggling because it has nowhere to go. So that was really kind of a bummer. So we did the next best thing. I ran the Sunjo dethatcher over the lawn. We did a double pass. We got as much material out of there as we could, and we put down some of the Yard Mastery starter fertilizer, and we're watering it as much as possible, and we'll see how it does over time. It's going to be struggling again here pretty soon going into the summer. Jimmy's just going to have to keep up on the watering, and we'll hope that we get some green growth happening, and if not, we can do a little bit of a renovation in the fall. He's got quite a bit of extra seed left over, so once the temperatures come down, at least we have something to work with and we have options, which is nice. And it won't cost him any extra money because we've already got the products and the materials we need to get the job done. So lots to look forward to there. There will be an update video coming out soon. I think the next time I get out there to do an update on the backyard and show you the grow in there, I'll do another video updating you on the front yard, and I'll kind of mesh that in with the footage I got from when we did the dethatching a couple weeks ago. So hopefully that turns out good. I'm pretty optimistic. It's just there's so many different variables when it comes to sod. Personally, I would rather do seed. I know a lot of people like to do sod because you kind of get that instant gratification. But I just kind of I like to know what I'm going to get. So if ever I find myself in a situation where I need to buy sod for myself, I'm going to be all over the company to know what varieties, what cultivars that are in there, what they're feeding it. I want to know all the things, and I'm going to obviously just kind of geek out about that with them, and find, the good stuff. So lots of different things to consider when it comes to putting sod in. I know that Jimmy's really happy with the way the seed's growing right now, and I'm excited for him and his family to enjoy that here pretty soon. So got some updates coming from over there, and it should be good. Obviously, it's a story, and we're going to continue that story, and I'm excited to share it with you. As far as my yard goes, I've just been kind of gearing up for summertime. Like I said, we're getting there. It's the 1st of June, and we're already, I think the high today was 88, and we went from nice cool temperatures in the 60s and low 70s, and now, bam, we're up in the high 80s. We're going to be in the 90s at the end of this week. It's going to get hot, and if you're not ramping up your lawn before summer, it's going to stress out a lot faster, and it's not going to be as ready to go, and you're going to find yourself playing catch up. So, wanted to kind of get a jump start as early as possible this year. One of the big things that I've been trying to plan into my strategy and into my schedule is potassium applications, and really pumping some potassium into the lawn, into the soil. Potassium is excellent for stress tolerance and for moisture uptake and retention in the grass plant. So being deficient in potassium per my soil test results, I wanted to make sure that I do as best I can to get some potassium in there. So I have applied the 0048 from Yard Mastery, and I put down some Pro Pete as well. And I'm trying to remember if I talked about that in the last episode. That's the thing about doing these episodes so far apart, is you kind of lose track, and I don't have the show notes in front of me from that episode. So I'm pretty sure I've talked about it. Otherwise, I would have put it in these notes. But I did put down the SOP from Yard Mastery 0048. Put down 10010 from Pro Pete. So got about 1.33 pounds of potassium on the lawn. So that's a pretty good start. I'd like to, over the rest of the season, at least do that again and get almost 3 pounds down. So hopefully, I don't know if I'm going to get another one down. I'll be using Pro Pete through the summer for sure. I do have some of that in the garage, and obviously getting the potassium out of that and getting the peat moss out of that is going to really help the lawn retain moisture through the summer and keep it looking nice and fed, healthy. And then I do have another bag of the 0048 from Yard Mastery that's going down as well, and that will go down probably in the fall time. I'll save that one. So, going to get a lot of potassium in the lawn this year. In the last couple weeks, I have done applications of hydrotane and humic acid. I did those together. I like to call that hydrohume. It's kind of funny, little combo mix there, the hydrohume combo. I applied those products are both from Ecologel. So I'm trying to remember the name of the Ecologel humic product. Let me find that really quick and get that to you. But hydrotane obviously is a staple for me in my lawn care strategy. It's been tested by universities. It's been tested by a lot of YouTubers, myself included, and it's just a great option when it comes to moisture management. And it works really, really good. So I'm about due for my second application here in the next week or two. The first application you put down is at 9 ounces per 1,000. That's the big one, just to get it back into the soil, into the root system. And then every month after that, through the summer, I put it down per the label at 1/3 application rate, so 3 ounces per 1,000. So that's what happened there. And then the humic product is called Enviroplex. That's a 22% humic acid product. Awesome to have that in the soil, and it only does good things. And that went down with the Hydrotain, mixed it up in my backpack sprayer, applied it to the lawn. And then what else went down? Oh, we've been working on insecticides, trying to do the best we can to prevent grubs. I've had some ants around the yard and seen a little bit of sod webworm, just the moths coming up when I mow. That's pretty typical for me. Not nearly as much this year as in years past, which is great. I also got some ironite down. I've been deficient in iron. I wanted to get some granular iron into the soil. Hopefully that will help. I plan to do that again later this year as well, probably in the fall. It's just been super windy here, and that's one of the things I struggle with in my area. I know that a lot of people have different weather patterns that they have to work around. For us here, it's wind, and just about every day during the week is windy. And that's one thing that I really struggle with as far as applying liquid products and filming videos even. It's just too windy, and I hate wind noise that comes through the microphone and into the video. And anybody that's made videos out in the wind, especially if you're only filming with an iPhone, which I'm not anymore, there's nothing to really dilute that wind noise and suppress it. So been really windy, and I've finally been able to get these products out. So glad to have them down. We have made our annual trip to the local nursery, which was a lot of fun. We got some annuals, some petunias, and got those planted throughout the front yard, and it looks great. And they're starting to grow, which is awesome. And those will fill in really, really nicely as the year goes on, and add some color to the lawn or to the yard, and complement the lawn really, really well. One of my favorite things is tulip season, when we get the annuals in and they start to grow and fill in, and when the roses start to bloom, which they're starting to bloom now too, which is awesome. So fun times, lots going on. I've been applying a lot of products. One of the reasons, obviously, I need to, and I've been trying to get some good use out of this new spiker spreader. I do have the P20 50-pound lightweight spreader, and it's great. It's really, really great. I'm almost ready to review it. I have some notes written down. I've had some good experiences with it, and there's only one thing so far that I'm a little bummed about. It's a very minor thing. It's just some of the nuts that came in the hardware kit. The directions or the manual said that they were supposed to be lock nuts, and they should have been lock nuts, and they were just standard nuts. So I am hoping to get those replaced this week, and should be in business. Other than that, smooth sailing. It's a great spreader, and I'm looking forward to putting the review together. Got a couple other reviews that I'm working on as well. In fact, tonight I've been working all night, so I worked all day today, and we'll talk about that new job here later. And after work, I was outside pretty much all night filming videos, and working on my lawnmower because something broke, and I'll talk about that in a minute too. But yeah, I was out tonight, and one of the videos I filmed was a review video on the Ely Hose Reel, and I'm excited to get that out. I hope that edit comes together well, and I hope that that video turns out well, because every time I do a video on hoses or the HoseLink hose reels, in the comments section, the Ely Hose Reel always comes up, and it's always good things, and people always talk so highly of it. And so I just wanted to see what it was all about. I wanted to see what it was for myself, so I bought one, and I've been using it for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months now. And I did my review video tonight, so I look forward to that. That's going to be coming out here very soon, and should be a good one. Yeah, moving on. Like I said, we've got a lot to talk about here in this segment for what's going on around my house. But big news, 10,000 subscribers has happened. The milestone has been achieved. And even to this day, as the channel continues to grow beyond that, I'm just so humbled and frankly baffled that I have that many people subscribe to the channel. There's even more people that are watching the channel. For those of you that are interested or curious, about 90% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed. And I just think that that's interesting. So I never would have thought the channel would be what it is today, and I never intended it to be for anybody other than myself. And I know that kind of sounds selfish, but that's the whole reason I started the channel. I used to take pictures of my lawn, and it was kind of nice to have pictures to look back on and to track my progress and see how the lawn's been doing over the course of any given period of time. But after a while, I got kind of tired of taking pictures, and I wanted to start filming video and kind of keeping track of it that way. And I haven't regretted it for a second. I started filming and just kind of talking, and really it's kind of talking to myself and helping myself learn and understand the things that I'm learning along the way, because as hopefully all of you know, I'm not a professional. I'm just the average guy who works a day job, who likes taking care of his lawn and making it look nice. And I'm learning as I go, and obviously applying the things that I do know to the best of my knowledge, and making mistakes along the way, just like most of you too, and sharing my story as I go. And really, I just wanted to have that resource for myself to track my progress, to remember the things that I'm learning. And for some reason, you guys are watching it and enjoying it even. So I'm just so grateful. It's been such a cool experience for me to be a part of this great community and to make such awesome friends, both people that watch my channel and other creators as well. And it's been life-changing. And reading the comments on the giveaway announcement video have just really hit my feelings, and I have a lot of really awesome supporters and followers, and I'm just so thankful. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me, and for allowing me to share my story and my passion with you. So excited to pick winners for the giveaway and to get those prizes sent out. I did start an Instagram giveaway today. I am going to be running a few items, mostly my merchandise. So, for example, today my Cherish Each Moment hat went up for grabs, and I've got shirts and other things too, other items from other companies that are going to be coming up, and those will go on Instagram. So there's still time to enter for the hat. You have until Friday. Everything's going to go until, I think, Saturday. So Friday is going to be the YouTube giveaway, the big one. And then Saturday, I'm going to pick winners for Instagram. And you can also enter by subscribing to my email list. I think I'll pick winners for that on Friday as well. And yeah, we'll just have a good old time giving stuff away. And I feel like that's the least I can do, is to give back. And I love doing that. And I think it just kind of brings everyone together and is a positive thing. So really excited about that. Transitioning, we will go in chronological order, I guess. We'll save what happened with my Greensmaster for last and talk about a special announcement. I've kind of been teasing this for a while, but I do have a new job during the day. I have been working with a company for about 6.5 years since I moved to Utah. It was a startup company that I joined very early on, and I was one of the first 30 people that worked there. It's now a company of over 700 employees, and a company that went from not being able to afford to hire me right away to a $1 billion company. So it's been really cool to work for a company like that and to see that growth and to kind of ride that wave. But it was time to change things up, and it couldn't have been a better time for me to get tapped on the shoulder by Alan Hain and Yard Mastery to go and work for them. So I have taken on a new job. I am working for Yard Mastery now as a software engineer. I'm working on the iOS and Android app, and I couldn't be more excited for this career change and for this new start and this awesome opportunity to continue to give back to the community that I just love and love to be a part of. And I feel like it's just a perfect match for me with my skill set and my my part being in my being part of the lawn care community. So hopefully I can bring some good insights to the team and to the app and be able to make it what we all want it to be. So excited for that. Excited to be working closely with Alan and Brett and everybody at the Yard Mastery team. So lots to look forward to there, and there's lots of exciting things coming down the road. Maybe we can get Alan on the podcast here pretty soon. That would be kind of fun. We can talk shop. So, yep, I am working for Yard Mastery. That is officially announced as of the other day. And for those of you wondering, I have gotten several questions about this. Am I moving to Florida soon? That seems to be one of the popular questions, and the answer to that is no, I'm not. The cool thing about the Yard Mastery app and the development team for the app is they all live here in Utah, and they're all in the same city that I live in, so that's pretty convenient. It's a small team, and we work hard, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm not moving to Florida. I think that kind of covers that. But yeah, more to come on that. Lots of exciting things. And then finally, to wrap up this first segment here, we'll talk about the very timely event that occurred last night. We were up in the mountains over the weekend for Memorial Day and spending time at my in-laws' cabin up there and having a lot of family time. So got home Monday afternoon, and I took the opportunity to get the mowing done in the front yard Monday night. And didn't film it, just kind of had it to myself. Would have made some pretty good footage at the end because after I had mowed, I did a double pass, and it looked great. Turned out really, really good. I think the only content that came out of that was an Instagram post. Which is fine. I enjoy mowing without having to worry about a camera. Those are the moments that I really cherish. So what happened was I got down to the end of my yard, and I'll get to the part that's near the driveway in the front corner there, and I will flip the switch so the reel doesn't spin when I propel the lawnmower forward. And then I'll put it up on the driveway and roll it up into the garage and put it away. Well, one thing led to another, and I went to propel it forward to get it off the grass and onto the driveway, and it wouldn't move. It would not move at all. And I had no idea what was going on. I thought I had the parking brake engaged, and it wouldn't be the first time that happened. But the parking brake was disengaged. The motor was running, everything seemed fine, and sure enough, it just wouldn't go. So what I decided to do was try and get it on the transport wheels and just push it. And even then, it was just locked up. And it was only the left side that was locked up. And so I thought that maybe something got stuck in the gearbox, or something like a rock got stuck in there or something somehow. Just started troubleshooting, and I put the stand up and found that I could move the right side drive wheel very easily. I could spin the transport wheel on the right side very easily. And then the left side was pretty stiff, kind of locked. I could turn it a little bit, and then it would lock up, and I could turn it the other way and it would lock up. Eventually it broke loose, and it was really loose. Like, there was no tension on it at all. And at least from there, I could get it in the garage and then kind of figure out what was going on. So got it in the garage, and then it was late, so I kind of called it a night. It had been a long day, and I started doing some research. And lo and behold, my friend Ron Henry had a similar problem, and the beauty of YouTube shined brightly. So thanks to Ron Henry, I was able to figure out that it could possibly be the drive belt on that side had shredded. That was the word I was looking for, shredded. And so tonight, after I got done mowing in the backyard and finished up everything, I brought the Greensmaster out and took off the belt cover on that left side, and sure enough, that belt was shredded. And it was kind of wedged in between the gears, which is probably why it was getting stuck and feeling locked up, because it was kind of folded over on itself. So a new belt will be ordered tomorrow, and we should be back in business, hopefully in time for the next mow, which will probably be on Friday or Saturday. We'll see. But yeah, hopefully I can get a belt that's in supply. I'm going to call my local repair shop, the same place I took it to get it sharpened, and from there I can have them send me one out. So I checked the other side too. I wanted to make sure the other side wasn't worn, and it looked like that one was just replaced. They did tell me when I took it in to get sharpened that they did replace some belts on it. They weren't very specific which ones, which was kind of bothersome. I should have had them point out which ones they were. I'm pretty sure they did the belts that actually drive the mower forward, which would be the drive belts. So I'm talking about the small belts underneath the motor. I think those were replaced, and then I did take off the drive belt cover on the right side, opposite of the broken one, and that one looked new too. I could still see all the markings on it, and that one looked new. So I'm pretty sure they replaced that one too. So I'm not going to replace them both. I thought about it, but seeing that other one looked brand new, I'm going to leave it alone and kind of use that as an example for what it should feel like as far as tension and things, and having a guide for installing the replacement one on the other side. So feels good to have that figured out. Thanks, Ron, for making that video. I don't even know if he listens to this podcast, but appreciate you. I'm making a video documenting my experience fixing that, and hopefully providing extra insight to diagnosing and fixing that repair. And that's one thing to point out, is there's a lot of duplicate content on YouTube, and lots of people making videos on the same subject, or multiple videos on the same subject, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And if someone makes a video and I feel like I can provide more insight or more experience to that, and kind of fill out that story or that topic a little more, then I'm going to do it. I have no problem doing that, and I welcome anybody else who wants to do that too. If somebody wants to do a similar video for something that I've done, I think that's great. And I think that there can never be enough information when it comes to especially fixing things. and having different camera angles and all kinds of different variables contribute to that. So hopefully that video will turn out. That's another thing I was working on tonight. And yeah, we'll call the shop in the morning and see if they have a belt. But that is going to wrap up the segment here. That gets you pretty well caught up on everything that's gone on here. Obviously, it's been very, very busy. And yeah, so much going on. So I am going to take a break and bring it back for what I'm looking forward to coming up next. So hang on. All right, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode with what's coming up next in the lawn and in the yard and what my plans are, and just kind of call it good from there, just because it's been so busy the last couple weeks. If you haven't caught on to that from the first segment, then I don't know what to tell you. I've been so busy with just projects that are going on, getting videos out, and organizing the giveaway on top of the day job and the family time and everything, that I just haven't had a whole lot of time to organize a specific topic to touch on today. And I'm just going to say that that's okay. And a lot of people have been asking for the next episode, and I want to make sure that the episodes I put out aren't rushed. I said from the very beginning that the program schedule and the publishing schedule for this show is not going to be consistent, and this podcasting endeavor is definitely something that I'm still very much dabbling in and really enjoying so far. I hope you are too. If you have any topics that you want me to cover, even with a guest, let me know, please. Shoot me an email, jimmy@jimmylewismose.com. Would love to hear some suggestions on things that you'd like to hear me talk about or address. Anything that you're interested in, let me know. Happy to take some feedback and plan that into the show schedule. So definitely going to keep doing the podcast. I hope I didn't imply the idea that I'm considering not doing it. It's just not something that I plan on doing as consistent as my videos have been. So as soon as I'm able to get a podcast put together and an episode planned out nicely, I'm going to get it out for you. And that's the goal there. I don't want it to be something else that just kind of weighs on me that I need to get out. So, but as far as what's next, obviously I'm going to be fixing my lawnmower and getting the Greensmaster operational again. And the belt will be ordered tomorrow. I'll even check the interwebs tonight and see if I can get a good price on a belt and have it shipped here pretty quick. If the local shop's got it in stock, I can have it probably the next day because they're local. So even if I have to drive up there and grab it, I will. It just kind of depends. We'll see. It's about a 40-minute drive, so I'd rather not. But got to do what you got to do. Another big thing going on this week, going to be wrapping up the giveaway. And like I said, that giveaway was announced on Friday of last week. And The Instagram giveaway started today. So make sure that if you are interested in winning some cool things, and there are some cool prizes up for grabs. Obviously, my merch is up for grabs. Not to brag on that at all, but I just want to throw that in there. I have a swag pack from Toro. I've got a swag pack from Spiker Spreaders that includes a handheld spreader. I've got $200 worth of Ecologel products. So the company that makes Hydrotane, they're doing a bundle pack. All American Sharpener is giving away one of their sharpening kits. Yard Mastery is going to have a giveaway. I don't know what it's going to be. Brett's kind of keeping that a secret, and he will send something to the winner. Hopefully it's not a broken bag of fertilizer. Pro Pete's going to give away a 25-pound bag of fertilizer. Hose Link is going to be giving away a hose reel and an oscillating sprinkler, which is awesome. Pro Plugger's giving away a Pro Plugger tool. And FlowZone is donating a Typhoon 2.5 with a T-Jet adapter. So lots of cool things up for grabs. Go check out the announcement video on the Jimmy Lewis YouTube channel, and you can get all the details there from the announcement, from the video itself, and there's a link to the rules and everything in the description there as well. So excited to wrap that up, to pick some winners and get those prizes out. That's going to be the fun part. So considering going live on Friday night to do that. We'll see how that goes. I don't really like going live, but I think for a special occasion like this, it might warrant that. Just to get those winners picked, do it nice and quick. I am going to be working on some review videos. I already started that tonight. Got some products to review and to finish reviewing. Already talked about the Ely Hose Reel that was shot tonight, and we'll start editing that this week. And then the new Spiker Spreader that I've talked about too, and shown in the video last week. I'm going to be doing a review on that. I'm about ready to do that. I want to use it, I think, one or two more times before I get that review out. I have some fungicide to put out in the front yard just because it's been pretty humid the last little while, and I've seen a little bit of melting out, just a little bit, and I want to kind of nip that in the bud as soon as possible. So that will warrant a use for the Spiker Spreader, and then in the next week or two, we'll be putting down some fertilizer, and obviously that's going to call for Spiker Spreader as well. So having had the Ergo Pro, and I still have it for the last year, has kind of helped me understand what to expect from a Spiker Spreader. So I'm pretty confident in the experience that I've had with this new one over the last few weeks to be able to review it pretty quickly. So look forward to that. I'm hoping to be traveling here in the next little while. Just gotta kind of get things arranged, and if and when that happens, more details will obviously be made known to you, and a video will come out too, so you'll know. I'm also looking to have some guests on the show, creators and not creators. Got some really, really fun things planned for show guests, and like I said, if there's any specific topics that you want to be covered, please shoot me an email, let me know, and that will make my life a little bit easier as far as planning these episodes. So that's what's up and coming for me. Lots to look forward to. Very much in busy mode over here. So appreciate you so much for listening to the show and for following along and subscribing, all the things. Your support has just been, I'm at a loss for words. I just can't thank you all enough for supporting me and supporting my hobby and my passion. I love what I do, and I love that I'm able to do this more and share my passion. So thank you so much for listening. That's going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Episode 10 tonight of the Cherish Each Moment podcast is in the books. Thanks for listening. Don't forget while you're out in the yard to cherish each moment. See ya.